guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com. Good morning. Let's do a little acceleration here. There we go. Sounds great. All right, so I just want to give you an update on my 2017 Porsche 991.2. So it's a .2 991, so that's when they all went to turbos. So this is a rear drive, twin turbocharged car, manual seats, 7-speed manual transmission with the clutch pedal, so 3-pedal car. So I've had this car, I bought this car Memorial Day weekend of 2020, essentially during the lockdown. When I bought this car used, CPO, from the dealership in Pennsylvania, Porsche dealership, I wasn't even allowed to go inside because it was still in lockdown. So compared to prices today, I got a really great price on the car. With today's crazy car market, this car, just like every other car, is worth $15,000 or $20,000 more than I paid for it. But I'm not selling because this is in my favorite color, Miami blue, and I wanted a rear drive manual car. Now this car is stock except for some PPF I had done on the front bumper and hood. I know I have to do clear side markers. I'll do that. I did that on my Cayman S. It made a huge difference. So the next mod I was thinking of doing was a tune. If you saw my Carrera T video, which has the same engine as my car, because my car's a base, driving that car, which also had a manual transmission, which is a huge performance difference, at least from the seat of the pants, with that tune. A lot more torque, especially in the mid-range, and just some more lively. So that's definitely on the agenda. My hesitation with it, and that was originally going to be my first mod, is that they said if you had a manual transmission, there were tunes that would give you less torque to save the clutch. So I guess the PDK can handle more torque than the actual manual can. But I'm not really dumping the clutch, you know, doing race starts and stuff like that. So I think I'll be okay. I'm going to look into it a little more. Also, I've spoken to somebody, and I'll film that when I do the tune. So we'll do the videos. Maybe we can dyno before and after and see the differences. And then also regarding that is maybe a more aggressive alignment too. The alignment's been fine, but and this is not a daily driver. If it was a daily driver, I probably wouldn't want to mess and putting more negative camber, just because obviously I'm going to wear the tires out faster. It's one of my favorite turns. Now I do not have sport chrono on this car, so I have all the rev matching you ever see in my driving videos. I have to do myself. I have to heel tone myself because there is none. It's not doing it for me. You actually, I didn't even know this when I bought the car. You have to have sport chrono to have rev matching. So there is no rev matching if you don't have sport chrono. I don't have sport chrono. This is kind of how I would spec the car. You know, the color, the transmission choice, the drivetrain. And honestly, if I was buying this car new, I probably wouldn't do the sport chrono because I do want to force myself to have to rev match myself. So when I had the M2, unless you took it out in every mode, it automatically rev matched for you. When I would hop into the 1M, the M2 would spoil you because you never had a rev match. You could change it in any gear and it always does it perfectly. And then when I got in the 1M or the NSX, E46 M3, you know, I had to rev match myself. So I'd rather have all my cars just so I can practice all the time, not have a car like this where it's rev matching for me and then I don't, you know, have to go back to rev matching in a car that I just drive occasionally. I'd rather be like, anytime I drive stick, I get a rev match, so I always stay sharp with rev matching. So that'll probably be the first real mod. I don't count PPF as a real mod. And then let's go right here. And then we'll get to see the gains and how much power we can do. If there's any other mods, let me know in the comments below. Typically when I get a car, I always do an exhaust. This has the sport exhaust. That was another option I was looking for. It's good. It gives you the cracks and bangs, but I wish it was a little louder. So at some point I may look into aftermarket options. So when I did my search, I was only searching cars for sport exhaust. But I think if I had to do it again, I'd be fine with the car without it and just putting an aftermarket solution. Because though this is very good, this exhaust, it's probably still not loud enough for me, even keeping that van just cut right in front of me. Why do people cut right in front of you and then go 5 miles an hour? So that could be a solution there at some point, getting a more aggressive exhaust. You know, if it was a daily driver, you know, I say I had clients in the car, or 911s, they're lighter weight. This car with the manual transmission only weighs like 3,150 pounds. If you have base like mine, with manual seats like mine, and a stick shift. So power seats add weight, PDK adds weight, and then you're probably at 3,300 pounds. So this is actually 150 pounds than the equivalent 997. So even though it's a bigger car, they use more aluminum and it's lighter weight. So I would probably look into some point probably doing some aftermarket solutions, because they charge a lot of money. When you get it used, it really doesn't make a difference in value. Let's accelerate. But when you get it new, it does. It's pretty pricey getting the sport exhaust. All right, so then what else can I tell you about the car? So I just hit 16,500 miles. I bought this car with 8,000 and change. So I put over 8,000 miles on it in about a year, a little over a year. And that's with the pandemic. I would have put even more. So it's pretty impressive with all the cars that I put 8,000 miles on this car, driving it just on the weekends, because I've been working from home. Maybe 1 or 2 showings I've taken this car to if they're in the car business or car enthusiasts. And so I'm surprised that I had so much pleasure driving, especially with everything last year. But you know what? There was nothing to do. So I drove as much as I could on Saturday and Sunday morning. So that's, I think, a lesson to learn, is get out there and drive. You know, be safe on the road. Don't drive like a maniac or interfere with other people's pleasure as well. But hey, have some fun on the road. Drive your car. Do not save it for the next guy. All right, so let's see. What else can I give you an update? The tires are holding up well, and I'm driving the car pretty aggressively. So, you know, with brakes and tires, they're probably going to go sooner than they normally would. I wouldn't be surprised if rear tires go in the next 5,000 miles or so. So I bought this car with almost brand new rear tires. So I bought the car with about 8,000 miles on it, and the rear tires, I think, were new when I got it, or they were replaced around 5,000 miles. So you can expect, realistically, if you drive aggressively, and I have a heavy foot, so the more you accelerate, the more you get go through rear tires. Like in my Audi S8, I was going through them pretty quickly. In my 993 Turbo, I was always going through rear tires. You know, the rear tires, the way I drive, may only last 12,000 miles or something like that. So we'll see exactly. I'll look up on my service record how long they actually last. Wow, this person can't drive. And they were all over the road behind me. And, you know, we'll see. So that'll be an expense as well. I have the 20-inch. One of the few options this car actually has is the 20-inch Carrera wheel. So it doesn't have the base 19s. It has the 20s. So that'll be an added expense when I buy the tires. And but the tires work great so far, so I'm happy with them. I put 4S tires on the S2000, made a tremendous difference. When these tires are up, we'll see if we'll do that, but I'll probably stick to these. All right, so I think that's the update on the car. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.